Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition.
We are so excited to get into this today.
We really are. And just to kick things off, this is episode 194. We've got a lot of ground to cover today because, well, the topic is just incredibly relevant to anyone trying to navigate this pretty chaotic modern workplace.
Chaotic is definitely the right word for it.
Right. So today we're pulling insights from this single, really fantastic piece of journalism by Julie Bort.
It's such a good article.
It is. The article is titled, Microsoft's Nadella Wants Us to Stop Thinking of AI as Slop, and it was published in Techcrunch on January 5th, 2026.
It's a very revealing piece. I mean, our goal today is to look at the shifting narratives around artificial intelligence.
Which change daily.
Literally daily.
Yeah.
We want to dig into the actual economic data and, most importantly, figure out what you need to do right now to keep your career on an upward trajectory.
Because the core tension we're looking at today, the thing that's probably keeping you awake at night, is a pretty simple question.
Is this technology a tool to amplify your potential, or is it actively being designed to replace you?
Exactly. And look, if you just read the headlines, you're probably feeling overwhelmed.
Oh, completely understandably so. The noise in the tech space is just deafening right now.
Yeah.
But we want to help you cut through that hype. By the end of this conversation, we really want you to see exactly how to position yourself so that you aren't a casualty of this transition.
But a beneficiary of it.
Exactly.
So let's start with this battle over definitions, because how we talk about this technology kind of dictates how we use it, right?
It totally does. Words matter.
They do. And Julie Bort kicks off her Techcrunch piece with this genuinely funny reality check.
Yes, the dictionary thing.
Right. So just a couple of weeks prior to the article's publication, so we're talking late 2025, Merriam-Webster officially named slop as its word of the year.
Slop, which really tells you everything you need to know about where the general public's mindset is right now.
It really does. People look at artificial intelligence and they just see a machine churning out generic, low-quality filler.
The six-fingered hands and images.
Right, or hallucinated facts and articles, just slop.
But the piece in TechCrunch zeroes in on a major pushback against that narrative. And it's coming from the very top of the industry.
Yeah, from Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella.
Right. He recently published a personal blog post where he took a much more, I guess, philosophical approach to the whole thing.
Which is an interesting pivot.
It is. He explicitly wants society to drop the term slop and start viewing AI as, to use his exact words, bicycles for the mind.
Which is a beautiful phrase, originally coined by Steve Jobs, right?
Yes.
Regarding the personal computer.
Exactly. But what does Nadella actually mean by that in the context of 2026?
Right. How does it apply today?
Well, he describes AI as a scaffolding for human potential. Yeah, and as cognitive amplifier tools. When Nadella says cognitive amplifier, he doesn't just mean, a slightly better search engine.
Right.
He's talking about a scenario where you, as a worker, are facing a massive, messy Excel spreadsheet of sales data.
A nightmare for most of us.
Seriously. So instead of spending 5 hours manually hunting for the 3 regions where your company is bleeding money, the AI spots the trend instantly.
So it amplifies your ability to make strategic decisions.
Exactly, by removing the grunt work. He wants the industry to view this technology as a human helper productivity tool.
And honestly, that sounds incredibly empowering for you as the listener. Like if you're sitting at your desk right now thinking of your software as a bicycle for your mind, feels great.
It's very optimistic framing.
It is. But wait, Daphne, Julie Bort points out a massive contradiction here that we really have to talk about.
Ah, yes. The enterprise marketing angle.
Right, because Nadella is publicly promoting AI as this helpful assistant that just amplifies your human potential.
The bicycle.
The bicycle. But how is the tech industry actually selling these expensive AI agents to enterprise businesses behind closed doors?
It's a completely different pitch.
Totally different. They are heavily pitching them as a way to replace human labor to save on headcount.
Yep.
I mean, you can't sell a multi-million-dollar enterprise contract just by saying, your employees will be less annoyed by spreadsheets.
No, you sell it by saying you won't need as many employees. It's a glaring contradiction. And it perfectly bridges into the actual data around job security.
Yeah.
Because the fear you might be feeling about your livelihood,
It's very real.
the alarms are being sounded by the very people building these systems.
Dario Amodei being a prime example of that.
Athlete, the CEO of Anthropic, has been incredibly vocal. Board's article notes that first in May of last year, and then again recently on 60 Minutes, Amadei warned that AI could potentially wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs.
Half. That is a staggering number.
It is. He put a hard number on it, suggesting we could be looking at unemployment rates of 10 to 20% within the next 5 years.
Wow. When a leading AI CEO predicts 20% unemployment, it is terrifying.
It absolutely is.
But we have to measure those doomsday projections against the reality of what the data actually shows today.
Right, we need grounding.
And Bort provides a crucial reality check here, referencing MIT's ongoing Project Iceberg.
Which is essential reading for anyone trying to understand the real-time economic impact of this tech.
Definitely.
They're actively measuring what is happening as AI integrates into the workforce right now, and their data estimates that AI is currently capable of performing about 11.7% of human paid labor.
Okay, but hold on. We need to be really careful with how we interpret that number, because a lot of sensationalist blogs have reported that as AI is capable of replacing nearly 12% of all jobs outright.
And that is fundamentally incorrect.
Right.
The 11.7% represents tasks being offloaded, not full jobs being eliminated.
The tasks, not jobs.
Exactly. Project Iceberg calculates the wages attached to that offloaded work. They cite things like automated paperwork for nurses or AI generating boilerplate computer code.
Okay.
It's about removing a specific burden from a role.
Okay. If you remove 11% of a nurse's paperwork or 11% of a financial analyst's data entry, doesn't a corporate administrator eventually just look at a spreadsheet and realize they can run the entire department with 11% fewer people?
It's the obvious conclusion to jump to.
Right. So how does offloading tasks not eventually lead to offloading human beings?
That is the logical fear, Fred. But historically and currently, labor markets are much more elastic than that.
How so?
When you remove 11% of the administrative burden from a nurse, the hospital doesn't fire the nurse. The nurse spends that recovered time on direct patient care, which is the high-value, unautomatable part of the job that actually improves patient outcomes. It's a concept called induced demand.
Induced demand.
Yeah. When a service becomes more efficient, we often just demand more of the high-value aspects of that service.
Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Career Success podcast, where we help you get smarter than your competition.
So before the break, we were getting into the elasticity of the labor market.
We were discussing the difference between offloading a task and losing a job entirely. But we really cannot sugarcoat this. Some sectors are bleeding right now.
They are.
And Julie Bort's article does not shy away from that reality at all.
No, it doesn't. And if you are listening to this, you need to know exactly where the vulnerabilities are so you can steer clear of them.
Exactly. The Techcrunch piece references a Substack called Blood in the Machine.
Great title.
Very ominous. But it tracks who is taking the heaviest hits in the current economy. And it points squarely at corporate graphic artists, marketing bloggers, and notably new grad junior coders.
Yeah.
These groups are facing remarkably high unemployment rates right now.
Let's unpack why that junior coder is getting hit so hard, because it's a perfect example.
Yeah, walk us through it.
5 years ago, a company would hire a junior developer right out of college, specifically to write basic boilerplate code.
It was like a training ground.
Exactly. You do the grunt work while you learn.
Yeah.
Today, an AI agent can write that basic Python script in 4 seconds.
Wow.
So if your only skill is producing the raw, basic material, you are incredibly vulnerable.
Which sounds incredibly bleak for anyone entering the workforce, but here is the absolute career-saving insight from the article.
Yes, the Vanguard data.
Right. Bort brings in Vanguard's 2026 economic forecast report, and the data is completely counterintuitive to the doomsday narrative we've been talking about.
It really is. It flips it on its head.
It does. Vanguard analyzed the labor market and found that the roughly 100 occupations that are most exposed to AI automation are actually outperforming the rest of the market.
They are seeing higher job growth and higher real wage increases than jobs with low AI exposure.
That feels completely backward on the surface.
Totally.
How are the most exposed jobs growing the fastest?
Because of the bicycle analogy we talked about earlier.
Oh, okay.
The Vanguard data proves that highly skilled workers who master these tools aren't getting replaced. They are becoming exponentially more productive.
Right.
If you are a junior coder right now, your job isn't to write the basic script anymore. It is to understand how to strategically prompt the AI to write the code.
And then review it.
Exactly. You use your human judgment to rigorously audit that code for security flaws or architecture issues.
So you evolve from being the typist to being the editor and the strategist.
Precisely. Human creativity and critical thinking haven't been replaced. They are just being accelerated by the people who know how to pedal the bicycle.
That's a great way to put it.
The workers losing their jobs are the ones who refuse to adapt to the new tools, and they are being replaced by humans who do use them.
So you make yourself more valuable by mastering the cognitive amplifier.
You have to.
I love that framing. But as our listeners try to apply this to their own careers, we have to address the elephant in the room here.
The Microsoft layoffs.
Yes. Bort points out a massive, almost painful irony regarding Microsoft's own corporate behavior in 2025, because their actions practically fueled the panic we've been talking about.
It is the ultimate corporate paradox.
It really is. Despite recording record revenues and explicitly telling Wall Street that their profits were driven by their success in AI, Microsoft laid off over 15,000 people in 2025.
Just a massive number.
And Satya Nadella even wrote a public memo framing the layoffs as a necessary step to reimagine their mission for the AI era.
Which naturally freaks everyone out.
Of course, and on top of that, a firm called Challenger, Gray and Christmas reported nearly 55,000 U.S. tech layoffs tied directly to AI in 2025.
Across massive companies, right?
Yeah, Amazon, Salesforce, Microsoft.
When you hear those numbers, 55,000 tech layoffs, it is so easy to assume that 55,000 humans had their desks cleared out because a software bot took their specific job.
It's the immediate conclusion.
But Vanguard's perspective on this, which Bort highlights in the article, offers a much more nuanced reality.
So what actually happened inside those companies, if it wasn't bots replacing people?
According to the Vanguard analysis, the vast majority of those layoffs had very little to do with internal AI suddenly making human workers obsolete.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't a direct substitution of a human for a machine. It was standard, albeit aggressive, corporate capital reallocation.
Meaning they were shifting their bets.
Exactly. These massive tech firms looked at their balance sheets, decided to end their investments in slower-growing legacy divisions, and took all of that money to pile it into the booming AI sector.
So they closed old projects.
Right. They laid off workers in old projects to free up billions of dollars to buy servers, secure energy grids, and hire specialized AI researchers.
Got it.
It's a shift in strategic business investment. It creates turbulence, absolutely, but it is not the same thing as an AI agent sitting down and doing a marketing manager's job.
That context changes the entire emotional weight of those headlines.
It completely reframes it.
It means the sky isn't falling, the corporate ground is just shifting under our feet, and your job is to make sure you're standing on the side of the fault line that's rising.
Which means upskilling, staying adaptable, and learning how to integrate these tools into your daily workflow, no matter what your title is.
Absolutely. Now, before we close out our analysis of Julie Bort's article, I have to bring up her final thought.
Oh, yes.
Because it injects some much-needed humor into a pretty heavy topic.
It really does.
After all this high-level talk about enterprise reallocation and cognitive amplifiers, she offers a spirited defense of Slop.
Oh, this was brilliant. She perfectly captures the human element of all this.
She points out that even with Nadella pushing for this dignified bicycles for the mind concept, those of us who spend entirely too much time scrolling through social media know the truth.
We do.
We're out there laughing at bizarre AI-generated memes, fake movie trailers, and weird short-form videos.
The spaghetti-eating videos.
Exactly. Even if it is technically slop, Bort argues it is undeniably one of the technology's most entertaining and widely enjoyed uses right now.
And she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want a cognitive amplifier to analyze a spreadsheet.
Sometimes you just want to laugh.
Right. Sometimes you just want to be entertained. And the internet's weird AI slop definitely delivers on that front. It's okay to acknowledge that the technology can be both a profound economic disruptor and a ridiculous toy at the exact same time.
It's the duality of modern tech. What's the ultimate takeaway for the person listening right now who wants to secure their future?
I want to leave you with a question to ponder based on that Vanguard data we discussed.
Okay.
We know for a fact that the people mastering these tools are seeing the highest wage increases and the best job growth in the market. They are leaning into the disruption.
Right. So if AI truly is a bicycle for the mind, what specific cognitive amplifier are you going to start pedaling today? Are you going to learn prompt engineering? Are you going to automate your weekly reporting, figure out your first step, and start pedaling to ensure you end up on the winning side of that economic data? Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.